mind, we'll fight and win, for we're from Tiger.
2025 father-son prospect Louis Kellaway had another good win for Sturt yesterday in the under-18s in the sanfl competition, getting a 49-point win against Glenelg, playing at Mount Barker Sturt's home ground. And again, very, very blustery conditions there. I've noticed that in their round 1 game and their round 3 game playing at the same oval. It's like a wind tunnel there. It's absolutely crazy. So it makes it really difficult for the guys to try and execute their skills at a high level. But I will say that Kellaway's kicking did improve quite a lot this week in terms of hitting targets, which was good because it was probably a noticeable thing in the first 2 weeks. Look, and there was still a couple of kicks that were a little bit sprayed. They weren't necessarily turnovers, but they just didn't hit the leading player and just kind of went to space instead. But given the wind that was there, I kind of don't blame that for happening. But having said that, there were quite a few more targets that he hit this week, inside 50 as well, and made some really nice passes that help set up some good attacks for Sturt. So really promising that it's something he's worked on and has improved on over the last 2 games. Looking at his stat line though, Kellaway had 23 disposals. He had 1 tackle, 9 marks, 1 clearance, 6 inside 50s, 1 rebound 50. So not as many clearances this week, but Sturt are a fairly star-studded lineup and they do share the load a little bit. So yeah, that's not surprising. The 9 marks is really good. He tends to get a lot of marks across most games, and I think the 9 marks was actually the most out of everyone for the entire game. So what he does really well, Kellaway, is when Sturt start to build up their attack from the back half, he'll actually drop back a little bit and provide another outlet option, so they kind of get an extra number behind the ball when they're moving it out of the back line, so he can kind of help be a middleman for a transition or a switch kick across the other side of the ground, which we'll see a couple of times in these videos. But yeah, another really solid game from Kellaway. In terms of draft range, it's really hard to tell. I'm not very good at picking these things, to be honest, but I've seen a lot of people ask about it. If it was me guessing, and this could be totally off the mark, so feel free to shoot me down, but I'm thinking maybe at this early stage, it could be like a late second, early to mid third rounder. But I think he's actually progressing up the ranks each week because he's getting progressively better with his kicking. He's finding the ball still, and Sturt are doing really well too, so which obviously helps. But anyway, with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe for more Richmond content. And now, here are the highlights of Louis Kellaway's round 3 game for Sturt under 18s against Glenelg.
Fronts the net up against Lagana, and the ball goes down. Lagana gets it out, and he gives it across towards Kellaway. Kellaway then goes charging inside forward 50. Players arrive. Ball hits the deck.
Sturt just settling now across half back, going for the switch, sweeping around Kellaway into the middle now, and
now here come the double blues. White got it forward slightly, and in the end Kellaway took a good mark. He then drills the ball inside forward 50 towards his leading forward, but it went over the top of his head.
Right into a wall of Sturt players. So Manillo runs in support. Now he gets his ball.
Lighting, and umpire said that one was a throw, so the double blues are going to end up with the footy. Moody's got it. He then goes, flicks across to Kellaway, and Kellaway found White. So this time Harry White goes towards the hot spot. It was MacArthur who was there. Player arriving first is Kellaway. He then went backwards to go forwards, and that was some kind of footy. Contest between Sturt and the Bays. Ball rolls towards the back, and Kellaway was there to wait. The Richmond...
And the ball comes out, safely taken by Roberts-Thompson. Gets it back into the middle. Short little chip forward, Kellaway. Still hustling and bustling. Here we go. Barker sells it inside, then goes outside. Oh, the Tigers are hunting here. They got to move quick.
Cross, waiting. Flick back here at the Bays, and they should be able to drive hard. The footy, though, tried to slap it back, wasn't able to. Now here come the Bays, hard the other way. Matthews
for the forwards to structure up. Big hole for Mitchell to lead into. But the lead goes ignored, decides to concede territory into the middle. Kellaway goes for the switch to threat.
Over the top! Oh, Matthews Hampton nearly clawed one from the clouds. Wasn't quite for Kellaway, wasn't quite in the end, but Kellaway
relates it up. Now they can go in long. So trying to come back to the inside, trying to get this next entry. Oh, and diving mark there. Taken by MacArthur. It's building for the Tigers. They're going the long route to cut down this lead. still in this game. Now as the Double Blues try to get out of the phone box here, out of Ghana. Searches out Barker. Barker, he was taken in the tackle, just got a legal disposal away, and that was just 15 as well. Mark taken by Kellaway, and he can set up for the Double Blues. First entry for the quarter. Goes long, Manillo sits underneath it. 14 points the margin. Lagana takes out the ruck, dishes it out the back to Kellaway. Kellaway sends it on its way. Nice.
Ball goes back up. This time, Barker. He'll be a very happy captain at the minute. Matthews Hampton, all flicked up. Inside forward 50, but only just there. Oh, Kellaway, he was waiting down, gave it across. Snap. Player in underdown. Underdown then looks and gives it across. As ends up with Kellaway. Kellaway.